Hi, it's my pleasure today to talk to you a little bit about how to help someone who's addicted. One of the things that we need to watch out for is how that help comes. If you have a loved one who's suffering from addiction, it's going to be natural to want to help them. You'll see them suffering, you'll see their problems mounting up, and you'll want to help them fix it. Unfortunately, sometimes this help actually causes more harm. We might escalate the addiction, we might prolong the addiction, and we might even cause harm to others by trying to help the addict. The term that we use around this type of behavior is enabling. One of the first types of enabling behaviors that's commonly used is calling in sick for the addict. The loved one might be too hungover to make it to work, or they may actually even be still intoxicated, or they may have even gone missing from using. We'll know that they need to be at work, we'll know that they need to be covered for, and we'll call in for them. Unfortunately, what we're doing is not allowing the addict to experience the natural consequences of their addiction. The next one might be understood as minimizing or making excuses for the addict's behavior. As the addiction progresses, there's a change in personality that comes about. Others might start noticing that, the addict's behavior, perhaps their appearance is looking worse. When we're starting to make excuses for the addict, what we're actually doing is helping to reinforce the addict's denial, and that could prolong the addiction. The next type of enabling behavior involves finances. Oftentimes, addicts are irresponsible with their money. We'll see that as a loved one, and we'll try to help them fix it. We'll actually see real need for financial support that's going on. They may come up with great excuses about why they need financial support. Unfortunately, by either giving or loaning the addict money, what they're probably going to do with that is use it to fuel their disease. They may use some of it to pay down their debt. However, a large portion of it ends up going to the disease. The next enabling behavior also involves finances. Rather than giving the addict money, we may think it's more responsible to actually pay their bills for them. They may be in trouble with their housing costs, their transportation costs. They may even be at risk of their electricity or their water being turned off. We may want to save them from that discomfort. However, what we're doing is allowing their denial to progress even further. Another form of enabling behavior is avoiding conflict or not naming the addiction. We might dance around the subject or completely avoid the subject altogether. We may not want to suffer the reaction from the addict if we're actually calling the disease a disease. Unfortunately, this is another way of minimizing it, of ignoring it, and pretending that everything's okay. The last type of enabling behavior might be one of the toughest, and it's about following through on your word. Going back on our word tells the addict that it's okay for them to continue behaving the way that they're behaving, and you know what? We're really not going to do anything about it. It's a form of failed boundaries. If we set consequences for the addict's behavior, it's important for us to follow through and for us to tolerate the guilt that goes along with whatever the consequence is. Essentially, if we want to really help, we've got to practice tough love with the addict. It's about caring for them, but with clear and consistent boundaries.